state visit, and the spokesman went on to say that he was honoured to be invited to Buckingham Palace itself, and it showed that the special relationship will endure. I think what it tells us is that the White House has woken up to the fact that a lot of people in Britain, some politicians, but I have to say a lot in the media, who really fret about the strength of the special relationship and whether it's still as good as it ever was. It's true that President Obama put, first of all, when he was in office, the stress on relationships with countries like India and like China. It's true that he didn't really get on with Gordon Brown, but it's also true that the day-to-day special relationship between the British and American military and intelligence services is very strong, and I think they've decided they need a bit of glitter on the top of that. But of course the Queen has seen the special relationship in many guises. Mr Obama is her 9th president that she's met. The first was Eisenhower more than 50 years ago.
Well, thank you very much. Mark Mardell there, our North America editor. In Devon, thousands of parents have been told about a major investigation into child sex abuse focusing on Torbay. One man has been arrested and detectives say they're still trying to identify new victims. They believe the abuse may have been going on for more than 2 years, as our correspondent John Kay reports.
It's romantically known as the English Riviera, but tonight in these Devon seaside towns there are serious allegations of child sex abuse.
The age range of children is from about 12 years upwards. We have specially trained police officers and also colleagues from social services which have formed into interview teams which have interviewed about 20 children so far in regard to offences connected with child exploitation.
The police said those alleged offences include indecent assault and rape. More than 50 officers are working on the case. Detectives say none of the abuse took place in schools and none of it was random. In an attempt to reassure parents, thousands of letters have been sent out, urging families to be aware of potential dangers, but also stressing life should go on as normal.
I'm just going to tell the boys to be more aware of who they're talking to.
It's given us more to worry about because it doesn't answer anything.
This morning, a 19-year-old man was arrested locally and is being questioned here at Torquay Police Station. The police say there could be further arrests in this case. They said tonight it's a fast-moving investigation, but they're stressing that because of the nature of the inquiry, it could take some time. John Kay, BBC News, Torbay in South Devon.
Unions are warning that almost 1,000 NHS jobs could be lost following the news that 2 London hospitals are to make substantial cuts. Unison claims that 500 jobs will go at St George's Hospital in Tooting, where management have revealed they need to save £55 million this year. And Kingston Hospital NHS Trust said it was also looking at similar job reductions, but insisted it could be achieved through natural staff turnover. In China, tens of thousands of children are abducted from their families every year. Most of them disappear without trace. But in recent days, the country has been gripped by the story of one 6-year-old boy reunited with his parents 3 years after being snatched off the street. We reported on the case back in 2009. As our China correspondent Damien Grammaticus explains, this rare success depended mostly on the country's 500 million internet users.
For little Lele's homecoming, the crowds brought the town of Chenzheng to a standstill, welcoming back a boy they thought was lost forever as firecrackers exploded all around. The boy's return has kept millions transfixed, because it was Lele's own father, a poor migrant worker, who solved this crime, using a technology that is empowering Chinese people like never before. I found him with the help of people from all walks of life using the great platform of the internet, his father says. I want to thank everyone who helped me. And it was an incredible feat, finding one boy in a country of over 1 billion. This was little Lele 3 years ago, happy at home. Then he was snatched outside his parents' shop. The kidnapper was filmed carrying the 3-year-old off in the night, but the police couldn't find him. The authorities wanted Lele's father to forget about his son, but he couldn't, so he went online. His story was picked up by Deng Fei, a journalist whose Twitter-type microblog has 2 million followers. Well, over 100 million people now use microblogs in China. Deng Fei tweeted Lele's picture asking for help. And incredibly, this is what came back. Photos of Lele spotted 2,000 kilometres away from where he was kidnapped. The man who took him had been bringing him up as his own son. Lele's father headed there, forced to wait while police investigated the sighting. Then they returned with Lele. Father and son reunited. No matter where you go, I will find you, Peng Gaofeng told his son. China's people, for so long controlled or ignored by the state, are discovering the power of the microblog to force change.
Microblogs break the monopoly on information. It can flow freely in China now. It will change a lot of things which have been hidden from view.
Lele might well have spent the rest of his life hidden away if it weren't for the microblogs. So in Xinjiang, the celebrations went on late into the day.
The story of how Lele was found is truly an incredible one. 3 years, the police had no idea where the boy was. But then his father appealed on the internet, appealing to China's 450 million internet users. And everything changed.
And that's why many have homed in on Lele's story, a kidnap with a happy ending, a tale about the way the internet is starting to change lives in China. Ben Dramaticus, BBC News, Xinjiang.
The life of a Playboy